Hey, it's Ellie. Welcome back to another Sims 4 recreation speed build. I am finally doing these again. It's been so long since I've done one of these, and to be honest, I really enjoy them. I need to do them more often. Just get back into the swing of things. Anyway, I started out with a request that was requested so long ago. The person who asked for it probably isn't even waiting around for me to finish the build anymore because it's been that long. But I am building the bookstore slash cafe, the Talon, from the TV series Smallville. Here's the thing though, when I was building it, I don't know why, but it sort of slipped my mind that this was also supposed to be a bookstore, because I was working off my reference photos, which also, sorry, I can't include them because they're terrible. I had to use Hulu to watch the show, and Hulu is really bad about screenshots. The full screen is kind of terrible as far as I can tell. I'm playing it on my computer, if that makes a difference. It's probably better on the TV or something, but man, it's bad. And there's a giant like info over it. It says Hulu and how many minutes you have left watching, so that's kind of, they're not good enough to do comparison photos. So I'm just hoping whoever watches this for the actual build knows what it looks like, because yeah, I just couldn't get any good photos. It was made in the 2000s, the show. Early 2000s. There's no screenshots of things. That just kind of, that wasn't a thing back then. There was barely the internet, like. So, yeah, for this build, I did my best though. Even though I was working from the Hulu episodes, I did try to find enough of the build. The thing is though, I didn't put the bookstore part in because, like I said, I kind of forgot that it was part of this cafe, and all my reference things were only from the downstairs area. And I knew that there were stairs leading upstairs to somewhere, but I couldn't figure out what was up there. And it just dawned on me after I was finished building that it was probably the bookstore that was up there. There's probably like bookshelves and similar bookstore things, because there was nothing like that in the cafe part downstairs. So yeah, I sort of forgot the bookstore, but also I think that's fine for The Sims because you can only make it a cafe anyway. It would be pretty cool to have the books in. You know what? Maybe I will build the bookstore part before I upload it to the gallery. Depends. I will try though, because I feel like I sort of missed that whole part. It's kind of important a little bit. It's not that important. I went apparently the entire first season without seeing the upstairs of this restaurant, this cafe. So I don't think they show it all that much in the first place. Also, apparently there's an apartment upstairs. I'm assuming on the floor above the second floor, like the third floor, because the bookstore is probably on the second floor. But I didn't build that either because I don't know what it looks like. I think you see it later in the show, but I only got to season 2, which I have to say, I did the Smallville Kent Farm build a while ago, and I talked about how cringy the show is, and to be honest, it still is pretty cringy, but it's getting better. It's getting a lot better now that I'm through to season 2. I feel like it's a show that's gonna age really well. I don't know when it ended. I think there's like 8 seasons, so probably 2008 or so, which that's I bet it will be good by the time it gets there, as long as the show isn't, like, the plot hasn't run dry, but I think it'll be better. It's just, it was made in the early 2000s. I don't think there's a way for it not to be cringy when you watch it now. It was more than 10 years ago, which seems crazy, but it was a long time ago, and we have come a long way with TV and special effects and such. So the funny thing, though, is just reminiscing sometimes about early 2000s, because they have so many just nostalgia things. Like, there's this giant computer that Chloe is always using for her writing and stuff, and it's like got neon green side casings, and it's just like the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen, except that was like all of the 2000s. Everything was like that. Huge neon, and like a gross plastic neon, not like a not a good kind of neon. And this entire restaurant too, this cafe, I keep calling it a restaurant, but like, it looks like, it just looks exactly like what it is, which in the show, it's Lana's idea, her whole cafe that she designed herself. So this is like a teenage girl in early 2000s, and that's exactly what this cafe looks like. It looks like it was designed by a teenage girl in the early 2000s. I don't really understand the theme of this restaurant. There's hieroglyphics, there's random sparkle lights, the furniture is like bubblegum pink and sky bluish, and then there's a bunch of hieroglyphics, which is kind of why I didn't build this before, actually. I wasn't gonna build this right away when it was suggested, because I didn't think I had the right items in the game to build it. But we got all these hieroglyphic stuff with the Jungle Adventures, and I just felt like I could do it now, so I did add some of those. But still, I don't understand the combination. But I did it anyway, and I think it looks pretty good as far as getting the likeness right. It's not perfect. I mean, I left out the whole upstairs, so obviously it's not perfect, but I think I did a pretty decent job. It's got the same vibe to it, which is like horrible, but you know, it's, again, early 2000s, what can you do? I'm gonna probably finish the show though, so I guess that's something nice that came out of it. I do enjoy the show, and I will enjoy it more. But anyway, the speed build is about over, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel, because I post Sims videos every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Also, check out my sim being dumb in the screenshots and trying to budge in line and order a coffee before the guy in front of her. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!